22 minutes to 9, the Southampton International Film Festival begins today. It's perhaps not got the profile of Cannes, but over the next 4 days, all kinds of independent films will be shown through various seminars, talks, screenings, and other VIP events. And one man from Southampton has submitted his very own short film into the festival. He's Paul Vernon. He's produced a Western called The Strong Arm of the Law, which is set to music. And, well, here's a taster of what you can expect.
The outlaw had no place to run, so he turned to the trigger on his gun. As the smoke cleared, blood stained the dusty street, the outlaw lay dying at the ranger's feet.
A clip there with plenty of gunshots from The Strong Arm of the Law. Paul Vernon is the director and editor and is with me in the studio without your 10-gallon hat on.
Indeed, good morning.
This is not right. I was promised a man in a 10-gallon hat.
I could have worn it for you if I'd known, Steve.
Could have made the effort. Just because it's radio, people think they don't have to dress up. So, tell me a little bit about this. It seems like it has been put together on a something of a budget, but
very small budget, Steve. We went to Arizona. We probably didn't spend more than about £5,000 on it. Actors there were local actors, local talent, all did it for free pretty much, a few expenses and stuff. And it's concerning this Texas Ranger who sees his father get shot down by this outlaw when he's a youngster, when they're out fishing, a nice day by the river. And he grows up, sort of perfects his gun skills, and until his early 20s, then heads off from Texas across the states into Arizona territory to find this outlaw, and comes face to face with this confrontation.
And the duration?
It's only about 10 minutes, and we use the Aaron Watson music track, which tells the story. So there's very, very little dialogue. It tells a good story, I think. I mean, I heard the track about 10 years ago, locked it away in my memory, and I thought if ever I get the chance to make a little movie, I'll head on out there and go for it.
It's one of these things where, I guess people would be quite daunted by the idea of becoming or being a filmmaker, but you shot it on effectively like a DSLR camera.
Yeah, indeed.
And presumably you can edit these things on pretty medium spec laptops these
Final
days.
Cut Pro, I got an Apple Mac, so it just helps it with a bit. I had a bit of trouble, with the other outfit.
Yeah.
But it worked well, yeah. I mean, I took a lot of footage. We were there for basically 2 days on the main shoot for the prime shoot, and then about 3 or 4 days with a Texas Ranger doing some cutaway stuff.
And what's your background then? Are you a filmmaker prior to this?
I'm an amateur filmmaker. I'm a hobbyist, and this last year I just turned 60 in September, and as I hit my 60th year sort of like 13 months ago, I thought, how can we make this year, how can we mark it in a special way? And I thought, I've always wanted to make a Western, been brought up on the diet of Westerns, black and white.
Have you ever been to Texas before? Ever been to Arizona?
Love it.
You've been there before? Okay.
Yeah, been many, many times. And I did
location scouting.
Well, I did location scouting in March, and then we did the main shoot around June time. So, I met a great load of great people out there, really.
And first venture into film, will you be returning to it again?
Well, I kind of dabbled in it when I was 16 at school. I made a little film called License to Kill, which was kind of like a James Bond Man from U.N.C.L.E. spoof.
And with the dewest of respect, back in the late 70s, presumably that was an issue of razor blades and Chinagraph pencils and all that kind of.
It was, yeah, well remembered.
I just about did radio on the cusp of that, and that was hard work.
Oh, because if you lost your piece, the piece you wanted, if you cut too much off that frame, then you lost it.
They should make kids work with Chinagraph pencils and razor blades, just so they understand how lucky they are with programs like Final Cut Pro.
I mean, this was, it was difficult, tricky for me, because I just only got the software about a month beforehand. But it's relatively straightforward now. You use a piece. Oh, it's not quite right. You can just reinsert it, the whole piece again.
Control Z.
Oh, yeah.
Control Z will help you. So the film then, it's being shown as part of the Southampton International Film Festival.
Yeah, we got it on tomorrow. It's at 6:15, I think, at the Nuffield, and then we got 12 o'clock high noon, down above Bar Street there in this Solent University. University, and I think it's running again then on the Sunday at the Nuffield again at about 4:00ish. So,
and what an achievement as well. Having said for my 60th birthday I'd like to do something different, there you are, on the big screen.
I thought if when I go down, they put me in that 6 feet under or something. I wanted something to stay on top and something on YouTube or Vimeo, and I thought, well, if I make a decent enough film, I'll put it on there and it can outlast me maybe.
SouthamptonFilmFest.com to find out details of the film festival. If people want to see Strong Arm of the Law, and obviously they should come and see it on one of the big screens, but if they can't, if they're listening to us this morning, say in Poole or in Shanklin or in Eastney, is there somewhere they can find it online?
Well, it's not going to be online probably until we can get it premiered in the United States as well, because a lot of people have worked on it, and I'd like to get it shown over there as a premiere. But they can see clips of it on YouTube. We've got quite a few trailers. I'm working hard on keeping the trailers and keeping the momentum going with it. So that's just Strong Arm of the Law on Facebook. Or can I give my web address out? It's www.paulv.co.uk, and then that links to a Strong Arm of the Law website.
Excellent.
And you've got lots of clips and photos and stuff.
Good luck when you are up there at the Oscars receiving that gong. Do remember your humble roots here in the South.
And I'll certainly remember you, Steve. Thank you very much.
The top hat, the 10-gallon hat as well. Paul Vernon from Southampton, and talking about movies, this one from Mermaids back in the late 80s, I think.